And there we go. We of course are gonna okay, weird things are happening, don't care. So, for people who weren't here, for people who weren't here yesterday, we are playing Zak McKracken and the Alien Mindbenders. This here is an old game that came out in 88, or 90 is this here version. 88, no, 89 actually, June. Anyways, this year came out in June. October came out, what's it called? Lucasarts, the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, which is also a point-and-click game. This year came out before. You will see a lot of references for Maniac Mansion. Zak McKracken was this here was the first where Easter eggs are left and right, and they're pretty obvious. And this here has been a trend in all the games from LucasArts. Ron Gilbert, David Winnick, or Gary Winnick, David, all the team. This here is the team that made Maniac Mansion that has made this here game. So we are playing Zak. Zak had a dream, and we're gonna pursue that dream and meet a lot of interesting people, do a lot of weird stuff, and save the world pretty much. Yesterday, what happened was I took a wrong trip, meaning that I ran out of money so I can do the last part of it because we were on track. So we're gonna speed this here up. We have a ticket to Seattle. We're in San Francisco right now, which is actually, if I remember correctly, actually the origin, not the origin, but it's actually, and we're gonna take care of the sushi immediately. We're gonna pick up this here. We're gonna close. We're gonna pick up this here, and just push this here and open. So, I think Ron is actually from Seattle. I don't know if he actually still lives there. I expect that, but I'm not sure. I can't remember. One book you should definitely check out, in my opinion, is actually retro gaming point-and-click adventures. There's a novel or a book that was written. I actually have a copy of it lying around somewhere, and it goes through the full history of point-and-click games. And they actually take Sierra games included, of course, because Sierra games, of course, was a huge part of it. You can see the Indiana Jones poster here, the Last Crusade poster, just next to the mind-bending machine. These here are the Mindbenders, the aliens here. They work for a guy, the king. We did not get to meet him yesterday, but we will meet him today. Hopefully. There is actually a way where you can get captures here. We're not going to get captured. So what we're going to do here, we're going to use the power logo, the power cord here. And then we're going to pick up the seat cushion. We're going to do this here. We're going to use the remote. And then we're going to go over here, open up the cabinet. We're going to pick up these here crayons. We are going to open the refrigerator and take the egg. And then we're going to close the refrigerator, and then we're going to take the small key. And that is the cue where Annie comes in. Annie is the one girl we dreamed of. So it is important that we actually see, or the whole thing here is that if you play this here for the first time, you skip the intro, or the intro wasn't really playing for you. There is a huge amount of detail here you need to know. So why they're doing this here, who Annie is, because a lot of things don't really. I forgot to turn off the TV. Zak will do that automatically before we leave the apartment. We don't have anything to do else in the apartment for now. We will come back. So we are gonna go ahead and use the small key in this mailbox. Use mailbox with small key. We are gonna go in here and do this. We're gonna pick up this here application. We are gonna, we're gonna say use application with, where is it? Crayon? Use. And we fill that out. We're gonna use the crayon with the torn paper to make the map. And that is a key. Use this here in the mailbox. And now we're gonna talk to the baker. We're gonna push this here button. We are at a fresh bed. Yes, I know. La Bakery. I don't know why this is French. I know you don't have anything left, but I still want it. So he's gonna throw this here sucker out. Bang. That's some stale bread for sure. Probably 1,000 years old, but no matter. We need that bread. So we have the stale bread. We have everything we need. So let's wake up the damn bus driver. Ah, shit, we forgot something. Yeah, I forgot, of course, my cash card, which is my credit card. So we're gonna go up here. One important thing is we get the butter knife. And with the butter knife, we go into my bedroom. Excuse me. And we use the butter knife and get the cash card. Yeah, this here is fine, Zach. Come on, move it. That's good to me. So you can read the cash card. You have around $12,000 on it. So a lot of these here flights that we're making costs around $2,000. So and let's just use the. He's probably gonna get pissed. I don't care. You again? Yes, it is me again. So. Okay. Book of Enlightenment. We need that for the guru. Okay. And again, we're gonna do a little shenanigans with regard to the airplane. You're late, and she is pretty much upset the whole flight, and we don't like that because reasons. Again, here, please remember, do not hit escape here. You skip this here scene, it will actually skip the full sequence, and we need to do this here sequence to the end before we can hit escape and get out of it, because we need these here items, and I didn't get to show you all the items. And the reason for that was that we didn't get to go to the Bermuda Triangle, but we will do that today. And hopefully also we will have a little bit of better luck in the maze. So let's see here. So now we got our peanuts. So that's great. Open the door here. We're gonna close the door because we like privacy. We're gonna take the toilet paper. We're gonna use the toilet paper in the sink. We're gonna turn on the sink and wait for everything to overflow, because that's what we do. And then we're gonna wait a little bit and push the button and then get out of here before she complains. So now we're gonna wait here. 3, 2, 1. What a mess. And sabotage the sinks the screeching stewardess. Ho ho! Let's do that. Pick up the lighter because we need it. We're gonna do the microwave oven. We're gonna take this here egg we have here, put that in the microwave. We're gonna close the microwave. We're gonna turn it on, and then we're gonna open up the bins. actually do that for the reason that he doesn't want to do that until she is really busy. And the only way to get her really busy is pretty much blow up an egg in the microwave. So as soon as she's done that, we're good. We can sit down now and then hit escape. As soon as you hit escape, the flight is over. Okay. And we're out. Almost. Have a nice day. Thank you. Okay. Meanwhile, back in the Secret of Dune. This game came out back... Well, this year version that we're playing came out in 1990. The original came out, if I remember, either 88, 89, and it was July. Indiana Jones, The Last Crusade, which you can see a picture of right here. Right next to, you can see the two aliens actually standing in before it. That is the next game they were actually making. It was actually almost finished. That came out in October, the original day. I think it was 88 or 89. I need to look that up, actually. Let's see here. Zak McKracken and the Alien Mindbenders. I'm pretty sure it was July. Yeah. 88. Yeah, 88. This here version, which is now the original version, you need to remember, was not on. This here is on. This here is on Steam. This here is the PC, IBM PC with the ad-lib sound, etc. On running. That came out in 90. The original version was for Amiga and DOS and Mac, I think. Did it come out on... No, I don't think it came out on Nintendo. I'm pretty sure it was not a part of the Nintendo lineup. Because Maniac Mansion was. So, this here is $4, I think. $4 or $5 right now on Steam or on GOG. You can pick it up and no matter what. So, right now, we are playing Zak, as I said. We have the task of writing a story regarding this here two-headed hamster, which is here. So I picked up this here tree branch because why not? And I am gonna upload the VOD for Maniac Mansion, which we finished yesterday. I need to cut it. I'll cut that probably after we're done here, and then I'm gonna edit this here. So he's a tabloid reporter, and we are gonna try and do something regarding this here. The two-headed squirrel is not something that we will say is awesome, but it is interesting. If I saw a two-headed squirrel, I will definitely write a report on it. So anyways, so we were on a flight. One of the things we did get on the flight was peanuts. Now, peanuts are more for if you see the common thing that you know that eats peanuts is actually elephants. Squirrels is nuts in general. We're just gonna give it here, and then he took it all and leave. So right now we have this here loose dirt. Well, we don't have a shovel, but we have a tree branch, right? So let's wrong button. So one of the things that everybody actually doesn't know regarding these here games here, and actually I remember actually this here is in the original also. I can't remember actually. I can't remember how it was. I played this here on Amiga, and I think it had like 3 floppies. I can't remember. Manic Mansion had one. Only had one. I think this here might also only have one. I can't remember. Anyways, so as you can see here, you don't see me go down and do this here a lot and then click here. Only if I'm like near it. So you can actually, if you want to speed things up, the whole keyboard from Q to T is actually mapped. And if you go beneath, this here is Q, A, S, W, and so on and so forth. So you can speed it up using the keys, actually. So, and I do know in the Indiana Jones, The Last Crusade, you actually need to use the keyboards to do some of the things. Not all is point and click mouse, but this here is just to speed up. But you can do it. It's not that you cannot do it, but this here is something that I recommend if you want to use both hands, as they say. So, anyways, we dig a nice hole in here. So, if you don't really know a lot about this here game and not about a lot of point and click adventures here, so a lot of things here, especially in these here games, is pixel hunting. So one of the ways what you can do regarding pixel hunting is actually you can go with what is, and it will show you what you are actually pointing at. So right now we're looking at an abandoned nest. The only way to use this here abandoned nest is actually use it with the tree branch because it's a little bit higher up. So we're going to do that. We got the nest. If we then do what is, there's a fire pit. Use nest. Lighter, fire pit. Use fire pit with bird nest. And then we're, of course, use lighter on nest in the pit. Then we have light. So that's great. So we're here. Here's the squirrel. He's going to be pissed if we go too close. We're not going to annoy him. But there's these here strange markings. It's yellow. We have yellow crayons, right? Let's use yellow crayons with markings. La 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 la. Connect the dots, and suddenly, a strange object. Blue crystal. We saw this crystal in our dream, right? Well, this here looks a little bit like the TV sensor. Hey, let's use our remote. It worked. Pick it up. Oh, it's dark, so it lighted up. But we know where the door is. We don't need that. Because we spent too long, of course, in here, the nest, of course, burned out, but it doesn't matter. We know where the way out is. Exit the cave. And there we go. So now we have a blue crystal. So if you remember, if you were in the start, but in the dream and on the TV, when we turned on the TV, we actually got the information from Annie that if we found a suspicious artifact, we could dump it in on 14th Street at her office. And that's what we're going to do to progress. So we got this here. We don't really care about the... we don't really care about the story in general here. Well, there are some nice things you can read here. Coast to cover mile-long faces on Mars. So something about Mars here, but again, we're gonna buy a ticket home because our boss at the tableau is a cheap ass, so he didn't give us a return ticket, so we need to buy a ticket back. It's not that expensive, but still bullshit. So let's go do that. Enjoy the flight later. Now we're home, so we're gonna go out the door and take the bus home. Okay, so a couple of things here. First we're gonna go up to 14th Avenue, which was where the office is. We're gonna go ahead and go into Lau's Lounge, or Lowe's Lounge, whatever. And this is the first time you will see actually the pronouns down here are changing. So now everything is buy, so I will like to buy the hat here. And of course we're going to use a credit card. That's the only thing we have as cash. And here's my cash card. Credit card. Visa was copyrighted, and it still is. It's the same thing with MasterCard. I'm pretty sure that's one of the reasons why you do not see original cards or dummy cards with the names on it in movies, because it's copyrighted. So if you did that, you will have to pay Visa and MasterCard, which is actually the same company, I think, a lot of money, and we don't want that. So that's why it's called cash card. And this here was the early stages of it all. So we got the two things here. We need also the toolkit. $45 for tools. Expensive tools. And we also need the golf club. You will see later. We actually showed you this yesterday, but... Thank you. And we need the wetsuit. And here's another poster, another Easter egg. You can see the Maniac Mansion poster on the wall there. That is from the first game they made. And we played that yesterday, completed it, before switching over to this here and failing in completing it. Hence we are playing this here to completion today. And hopefully I will not fuck up and use all the money so we cannot travel to the last destination. Okay, so a couple of things what we're going to do here. We're going to open up toolkit because we have a monkey wrench and we have duct tape. We need both of it, but we need the wire cutters because we need this here bobbin pin sign. And we are going to open the drop slot and we're going to dump in because this here, if you read this here, Society of Ancient Wisdom, deposit artifacts in the slot. And we have an artifact. We have this here nice crystal. Dump that in the slot. And we wait. And I'll take a sip of coffee. Out of coffee. Nice. A little bit cold also. Where do you get that artifact? Well, I was assigned for a two-headed squirrel and it had it inside its cave. Things led to this and I had a remote with me. It was me. Come in. My two friends had a special dream. Yes, I bet they did. Give me a break. So we have the blue crystal. We need to build this here machine, and we actually almost did it, but we were missing the base, and the base is at the Bermuda Triangle. So if I don't fuck this here up, I should be able to get that today, and we're gonna see the happy ending. Possible to complete our mission. Yes. Now we can switch between 4 characters. This here is an upgrade from Maniac Mansion. We can only switch between 3 characters. Ron, actually, if you, and I highly recommend this, the reason why we're playing this here is because we're going to do this here point and click adventure appreciation run. So the next game we're going to play at some point, probably not this here week, but maybe weekend. Who knows? When I have time. But we are going to play a lot of the games. That means we're going to play Indiana Jones Last Crusade. That's the next game because it came out as the next game. We're not going to dive into Sierra games just because I have played them. But if people want to see them, I will be happy to play them again. They are some of my favorite games, and here we're talking about, because I don't consider the I don't consider the series Police Quest, King's Quest, Space Quest, and all the other quest games as point and click until later on. They are more of point and type games, technically. And it's because King's Quest started out as something of, well, how should we call it? In my opinion, at least, I don't think it's true for the story and the idea, but I think Zonk was Was it Zork? I can't remember. It was Zork, I think. The first adventure type game, RPG game that was a sort of text-based game fully. And that was the inspiration for it all. And that's how Sierra actually started, because Sierra was actually founded way before, or at the same time almost, as LucasArts. So that's the reason why that all happened. So I don't want to play them. The only things that I would play would be Gabriel Knight 1 and 2. Gabriel Knight 3 is a third 3D game. It's not a point-and-click game. It's the same thing with... you could play Secret of the Monkey Island 1. You can play the Chuck's Rents. That's 2. Of course, we're going to play those. 3, well, it could be, but it's getting over into the more cartoony stuff. 4, definitely not. 4 is a no-go. That's a third-person adventure game instead. Great game. Not that... Well, not the best, but yeah. Okay, we're going to use the monkey wrench here because we're going to do some stuff here. So... You saw me pick up our fan card. So we have a fan club card for the king. And there's a reason why we need that. We didn't get to use that, but we're going to use it today. The stale bread we will need. And we will have to convert the stale bread to something else. So we're going to put this here in the sink. Because we have a garbage disposal, and a garbage disposal crushes, hacks stuff. We don't have a mixer to do with the bread, but if we just do this, breadcrumbs. So far so good. We are gonna go ahead and go out the door. Now we're gonna do one thing. So we have a phone bill here. If you look at it here, the phone bill is of $1,138. We don't want to pay that. Well, we could pay that, but we don't want to. So we're going to put on the hat. We're going to put on the nose glasses. And we're going to open up the door. And we're going to pretend that we work here. And then we're going to use this here computer terminal. And get that bill gone bye-bye. Okay. So, we have the crystal. We have one of the crystal shards. So this here is the yellow crystal shard that we need. We need the other one, which is in Mexico. So we'll get to that. We now need to switch over to Annie. And Annie needs to pull this here up and get her crash card. And then we goalie go-go. And Annie has a pretty substantial amount of money. Not a lot, but she has enough that she can get around. So switch over to Zach. Because he's the only one who can call the bus driver away. And this here is also one of the reasons why this here, I don't think the kazooie actually sounds this way. Because this here is the Indiana Jones theme. That is not what it sounds in the original. And the reason why that is, of course, that this here was in 90 and... in 88, October 88, Indiana Jones The Last Crusade, the adventure game came out. So Annie is going to wait here. We are not going to take her to... we're not going to take her to... what's it called? We're not going to take her to London. So we're going to go to London now. And now we're gonna go to terminal here, and we're gonna go to Nepal because we need to talk to the guru. So far so good. This here is the correct route. Okay, so we're gonna take the yak. And because we bought the book from the Hare Krishna guy, we were convincing this here guy to open up the door. So one of the key things you need to look here is actually you need to read the postcard here, because this here is a postcard of the African shaman and the guru playing golf together. So we're gonna talk with this here guy, and he's gonna enlighten us. And we have the blue crystal, and he is going to teach us how to use it. So he's going to teach us how to use the blue crystal and communicate with animals, or transfer our essence to the animals and control them. And we need that to get the scroll, and we need that to get also one of the pieces of... we need it a couple of times. And he also tells a really bad story about his wife, which we don't want to hear, but he tells it anyways. So, we got this here. So now we need to do some funny stuff, and that is light this here bag of or this here hay on fire. And we need to do that because we need the flag, which is outside this here part. FYI, you can get caught here. And that's why you can then that's why there is a key inside of it, and you can then use that and get the other person out. But we're gonna use the cash card, and then we're gonna go to the next part, and that is Zaria. Okay. And we're gonna go out here because we are gonna visit the shaman, and the shaman was good friends with the guru, and the guru played golf, and that's why we have a golf club. And again, regarding this here game, you need to have a pencil and piece of paper with you. I have a whiteboard for this here stuff. I use it actually for D&D to take notes. I have a pen so I can erase also. So we're going to need this here to write down some stuff. So first off, we're going to go with the path, and we're just going to follow the path. So right now the guru is in here. He actually takes Visa, and this here is what the old Visa logo looks like, except cash card. It is very muddled, but this here is actually how the original logo used to look back in the mid-80s when Visa just came out, or credit cards actually first came out, because Visa was something that came later. People need to understand that Visa was not something you could not, like, that's why American Express, Visa, MasterCard, like we had, I had a credit card for myself really early. I can get a credit card when I was 16, but it was not something you can use in every country. Every country had their own card types until it got international. Visa took over everything. MasterCard, American Express still exists. It's not used that much anymore. It's actually Visa or MasterCard that is actually widely more used. And again, that's also why you pay a shit ton of money in fees when you use it. So cash is still around. It is getting, like, it really depends on your bank. Anyways, enough about boring shit from, like, banking. But I have been around a long time, and I've been traveling also a lot in my day. Not in younger days, but older days. Like, I started traveling a lot when I was around early 30s. That's when I actually started traveling a lot. I learned a lot about how things worked. Cash is definitely not something that is lost. So we gave him we gave him clubs, and he's gonna show us something, a little bit of a what's it called? A ritual. And he says ancients, and one of the reasons why he says ancient that is important is because when you visit the dream, it is from the ancients that is portraying it. So now we need to hear, and this here is 1, 2, 3. It's 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, probably 2. So always six numbers. So I wrote this down, and we're ready for this here. And he says here that this here is into the face, the temple, the face, or the mask thing. So that is the one of the keys you need to remember here. So he also tells us when we have the yellow crystal, he will teach us how to use it. So we will need to go back here to get that. Now. Now here comes the interesting part. This is where I'm gonna save, because this here is tricky. If you do not go with the right path here, you will fuck up. So we're gonna save here. Or write this here. Okay. So if you do the wrong thing here, all goes to shit. But luckily, because the difference here is you will not have a lot of money left when you're done. So we're going to go to Egypt. We're not going to be in Egypt because we can't do anything in Egypt yet. So we don't want to go to the Kathmandu. We don't want to go to Zaire. We want to go to Miami. And Miami is around 1300 if I remember correctly. Because if we go here, because we don't need to go to there here. Okay, so we go to Miami, and from Miami we can go to Mexico. And we need to go to Mexico. And we also need to go to Miami because there's a drunk guy we need to talk to, and we need what he has, and we have what he wants. So the drunk guy, we're gonna go ahead, and we can't, Miami is closed, so we can't go in there, even if we wanted to. So the drunk guy, we need to give the book. We don't want to read the book, but we're gonna give it to him. Drunk guy. Actually, if you don't want to click around, you can actually always, if you have the text that you want to do, just click on the text and he will actually perform it. So let's try this here again because he is a stuttery pig. Come on. Ah, you mother. There we go. That's always something annoying, that if you don't perform, he doesn't hunt. If he moves, if the character moves in the vicinity, he's just... The task that you set for the character will break and you will have to redo it again. That's an error that's been done. In the next couple of games, it has been fixed to some extent. But that's something like... The Scum engine is this here. So this here is the only way we can get to the Bermuda Triangle. So we don't want to travel to London. We're going to travel to Mexico because it's cheaper. And we need to go to Mexico anyways. So. Great, we're in Mexico. And also something you will notice here, that from Mexico to San Francisco, it is only 200 and something. If you go to London, it's 700. So you really need to know your routes, because you will run out of money. Anyways, let's go to the path. We're just gonna... This here is just trial and error. Okay, this here is not the right way. And again, this here is random. It randomizes. You will not have to play it over again. it will not show the same thing. So we will, of course, try to do that. Okay, so here we are. We need to find something inside here. And this here can be pretty tricky. Again, pixel hunting. So we're gonna use what's in the tunnel, find a torch, use torch with lighter. Light that sucker up. Go in here. What is? It's always in this area. Torch, use torch with lighter. Use torch with lighter. Let's go here, actually. It's not that hard to find if you've done it a couple of times. It's sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, come on. Torch, torch, torch. Use torch with lighter. Torch, use torch with lighter. Ah, guess could be in here? Nope. Oh wait, torch, use torch with lighter. There we go. That was fast. Okay, so we're standing here. We can see the last piece of the crystal is here. There are some drawings here. We do not know what to draw here. So, what we're going to do now, we're going to switch over to Melissa. One thing that also you need to remember, again, this here is a lot of memorization. This here game is about memorization, writing down clues. That is how these games work at this time here. There was no like a notebook the character have where you could see like in Uncharted and etc. See, oh, you found this here clue out, so you can look. You had a log of all your clues. This here, all memorization, all about doing your own stuff, and this was what I found and still find to this day fascinating with these games here, that nobody is doing this here anymore, simply because people are too lazy and don't want to. Like back in the day, a lot of young kids like myself love puzzles, like okay, how do we solve this here? This was the game for us. I grew up with this shit, loved it. Anyway, so back to why we are switching to Melissa and why it's important to know what we need to do here. Melissa said, because she was the one being interviewed, she said, I'm gonna cut this interview short because I'm running low on oxygen. One of the things you need to know, which I didn't show yesterday, when you switch over here and let the cutscene go. Landing site on Mars. We have two things here. We have a pyramid and we have the mask, the face thing here. And this here's the face. And that's why he said face, and we had the combination right here. So I'm gonna put this here, and then it was 111 232. So pretty simple. So they rebuilt their RV over to a spaceship, which is pretty fucking impressive. And they flew up here and waiting for instructions. And they're pretty young, wanted to spend time in Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale is actually not a bad place. I'm not gonna say that it's a good place for spring break. I've been to Fort Lauderdale a lot of times I've been there 3 times, and I've been there outside of this here spring break shit. I've been there last year, and I had some great things there. And chat games, thank you for that, but if you want to spam that shit, go somewhere else. Anyways, Fort Lauderdale, awesome. Outside of seasons. Read helmet will actually tell you how much oxygen you have left. So we're gonna open the door and we're gonna do some things. Some of the things why Leslie is here and Annie is here is because and Michelle actually, sorry, why these two are here. They can do different things. She, like Melissa, is afraid of heights, but she can pick up the boombox. She can open the door, take the compartment, and all that stuff. And we're also going to use the oxygen valve. to fill up on oxygen. So if you're running low, and that's because if you can spend hours in this here game and you will hear her say, I'm running low on oxygen, then you need to get your ass back to the van and fill up. Okay, so this here was wrong. We're gonna need some tokens. We're gonna need 5. So use cash card with token. This is not mine. Use cash card and token. So we need 5 of these. That's 2. Three. 4. And 5. Okay. Great. So we have that, and we can get in here. Because this here is like a little slit with something you need to widget in. You figure that out if you read it or try doing something with it. So the fuse is broken, so we put in a temporary this here fuse to make sure that this here door works, and hit that button. A couple of things here regarding Maniac Mansion. You can go in and read the gas here. This here is gas used only for the chainsaw. The chainsaw is in another game, just like you say that the gas for the chainsaw in Maniac Mansion is in another game. It's a joke. So we need the duct tape here, or not vinyl tape, and you use the vinyl tape on the digital audio tape. And this here is again something that I know, because back in the day, if you owned a cassette tape with music on it, and for instance, say you wanted to use to make a mixtape, and say like, hell, I wanna do this here. You need to record on this here tape, because it was written write proof. The only way to do it was to take a piece of tape and put it over a specific area on the cassette, and with that you can then go ahead and record on it. That's how you actually do it. You can do a lot of things. Tapes were incredible easy to fix if you knew how to. So for instance, I had a tape, I think it was, I can't remember which band it was, doesn't really matter. So I had a bad tape recorder, and the tape recorder actually ate the tape, and I had to spool it up. But there was a part of it that it broke. It ate the tape so much that it broke the tape in half. Well, pretty easy to fix. You find the 2 pieces and you put a piece of clear tape between them as best as you can, and then you spool everything up so it's spooled up, put it in again, hopefully not in the same freaking recorder or player that ate your tape to begin with. Maybe you switched it out or cleaned it or did something with that, and then it should work. You might have a little bit of hiccup on it, but it was almost as it was before. So it was a lot easier. You can do that also with VHS. So incredible sturdy. CDs, oh, you leave it out in the sun, that CD is not working anymore. Blu-rays, the same thing. Optical media is very, very fragile actually compared to tapes, and that is also one of the reasons why today we still use for backups in IT, we still use actually special tapes. You do not use optical media. You don't burn stuff out. And again, she's a little bit of a pussy, so we're just gonna do that and then get out of here. So we have everything. We have a ladder, we have the boombox, we have tokens. What we're gonna do now, we're gonna give 2 tokens to Leslie, just so she have them. We can just do it now. That's 1. That's 2. And that's that. Then we have 1 for Zach, and that's it. Let's go to huge face. We're gonna need the ladder with the door, and we're gonna push 1, 1, 1, and then 3, 2, 3. 3. Ah, shit. I messed up. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I messed up. I'm just gonna do this, do this. So it was 2, 3, 2, not 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2. There we go. You can always reset going out of the scene in again. Okay, so we're inside here, and now the most horrible part of this here game comes. And it's the maze. The mazes in this here game is just annoying. Because there's no real indication, or at least I don't know the real indication on how to navigate the maze. In Indiana Jones Last Crusade, there is a maze also there, but you actually get a map. So, anyways, we're going to use the ladder here on this here item. And you're going to hear an annoying sound. We're going to turn on the boombox. We're going to set it to record. And if you haven't gotten the tape, she will actually say that I can't record because the tape is not in record mode. So that is pretty easy to figure out. So luckily the boombox stops by itself, and now we can go in here. So now we need to find a room here. We need to find 2 rooms here. One room we are not going to find with her. We're going to find with Leslie. That is the room where we need to turn on the oxygen. She can't turn it on because it's over a huge cliff. And she doesn't want to go in there. The other room is where the thing for the Sphinx is. So we need to go in here. So right now I'm trying to remember how to navigate this here. So this here is not it. Let's go in here. That's wrong. Could it be in here? Yeah. So this here's the room. This here is, oh shit. Poke myself in the eye. Great. Anyways, this here is the room of the huge generator. Think a little bit like a Total Recall. And to activate this here, you need to do that. So anyways, we're going to go in here now. That's not the right one. Let's go in here. Maybe here. No. Maybe here. Yes. Fast. Good. So this here's the map. Let's read the map. So this is the whole Earth. This here's the carving of a Sphinx. And that means that's how we get into Egypt. Okay, that is pretty simple. 0F. Okay, 0F. That's easy. Easy to remember. But I write it down anyways. Okay. Let's get out of here. And back to... through here, right? I hope so. No. Wrong door. Wrong door. Let's go in here. No, we're going around in circles now. Through here. Oh, that's the space heights. Oh, we need to go through here then. There we go. Here. Here. Confused. See, it's always one or the other. It's either I get fucking lost in on the way in or on the way out. And I'm not onto something here. So in here, That's not the right way. And then we go over here. Oh, I hate this part. And that's why you have oxygen. Because the fucking thing will... I'm guessing this here is not out. No, 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 of course not. Of course it's not out, you prick. This way, right? Come on, let me get out. Let me get out. Let me get out. I am guessing. Just guessing here that this here is the right one. Almost an hour in. There we go. There we go. Okay, so that was almost the worst part. The worst maze of it all is Egypt. But anyways, we're going to use the boombox. I'll turn on the boombox. Play. Get this here, and we are just gonna... This here is... I would actually love to talk to Ron and Gary regarding the maze in Egypt. Why... How you were supposed to get... Which clue is it to figure out how to navigate the maze in Zak McKracken? I'm probably guessing Ron cannot remember it. So we're gonna read the statue. So this here is just a spiral. So we're gonna do this here. And here's the last part before we need to switch over to Leslie. Okay, so we have the doorway here, and we just need to go in here. There we go. We use the Ankh. This here, and we turn on the button here. And then we pick up the keys. And then we listen to... These are the ancients, and they came like dimensions 50 millennia ago. The Scolarians, the Caponians. And this here just loops, so you really don't need to listen to it, because like it is more information for you. The characters just do what you do, so you're pretty much God here. So okay, so next part we are gonna go ahead and do this here, and we're gonna let Leslie take over as soon as we have them here. Switch, Leslie. So Leslie needs to do a couple of things. She needs to get the broom. Pick the broom up. We need to pick up the fuse. We need to open the door on Mars, and then we need to use the broom on sand. And you can't do... If you don't do this here, you will not be able to use the monorail. So that's that. We have the broom. We have this here. Now we need to have her go in and turn on that special machine. So we need to go in this doorway here. We need to go in here. We need to go this way. And I'm pretty sure we need to go one over. There should be a gray door here. It will lead into a double set. I'm pretty sure it's this here door. Haha! Memory. Okay. So now the pressure and all that, the thing here. So what's happening here is air is going to be pumped in, and the pressure, the atmosphere is going to change. As soon as everything is green, everything should be good. We can take off our helmets. Then we need to navigate her out, and then we switch to Zak. And then everything is actually pretty much hunky-dory. So let's take off the helmet. Take off helmet. Holy crap, that's one big hairdo. Okay, so we need to go not here, but we go in here, and then we go here, and then we go here. Yes, I remember the maze. Okay, switch over to Melissa, take off the helmet. And the reason why we're going to do this here is because so they don't use the leftover oxygen in it. Zak, we're going to switch over here. We're going to use our trusty crayon with strange markings used. Trusty, there we go. And we need to, what was this here? Oh, it's the there we go. So we're finished with that. Just gonna erase that. Okay. Okay, now we need to get out of here. That's the next part of it all. Okay, so let's see if I can get out of this here maze pretty fast. I can't remember jack shit how I got here, but we'll figure it out, guys. We'll figure it out. Okay, tunnel. Shit. Doorway. Tunnel. Doorway. There we go. Awesome. Okay, let's go into the jungle and get the hell out of here. So we're done here. Mexico is over. No, temple entrance is not where we're gonna go to the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. Guns N' Roses. I highly recommend you check out whenever this year pandemic ends. Guns N' Roses Live is still Guns N' Roses Live. Okay, so... just gonna do a new save here. Yes. I'm confident that this here is the way. But I don't want to fuck it up. A miserable flight later. So we're going to Peru for the last thing we need. To merge the crystal, because now we have one part of the crystal. We need the last part. We need the. We have both parts, but we need how to actually do the crystal, and we get that here. So because this here we are not allowed. I think this here says we can't feed the birds. Oh, it's actually ancient bird feeder, so we can feed the birds, but what do we feed birds with? Breadcrumbs. So let's get that sucker here. And where are you? Blue knife. Monkey wrench, wire cutters, bobbing pin, whiskers. Sure, where's the blue? Blue crystal. Use blue crystal on bird. So there we go. So we're using what the guru taught us to take our animals. But because they are monitoring, the Mindbenders are monitoring, what's it called? They are monitoring the uses of these here crystals and the device from the Scalorians. They're gonna try and fuck with us, so we need to hurry. Ugly like a human. Ugly like a human. Okay, so we now are control with the bird. We need to go to the fly to cave. We gotta fly into the eye. Can't fly into the other eye, but we need this one here. And then we're gonna take the scroll. That's the only thing you need from here. Only thing you need. And then we are gonna go back and we're gonna give scroll to Zak. And we're gonna switch to Zak. And then we're gonna get the hell out of here. Great. So there we go. And now we're gonna go back. We're gonna go to San Francisco now. I cannot remember how much money that's gonna cost, but we'll see. San Francisco is 900 and this year is 600, so yeah, we're gonna go to San Francisco now. Okay, so we're gonna have to give her a couple of things. We're gonna give her the crayon. We're gonna give her we're gonna give her the map. We're gonna give her the crayon because when she gets into pyramid, etc., when we get there, she's the only one who can. Annie is the scholar, so she's the only one who can read Egyptian and ancient languages. Zak can't read jack shit. So, give yellow crayon to her. A couple of things she needs. She needs the... not the monkey wrench. She needs the wire cutters for that. She's the only one who can also fix the crystal, because she's the only one who can... she needs the whiskey, she needs the shards. And she needs the scroll, and she needs the last shard also. So let's go through. Duct tape, monkey wrench, nose, hat, all that shit. Oxygen, cash card, fishbowl, etc. So... I need to remember something. Okay, no matter what, Annie can at least go ahead and do this. And go to London. Because she's the only one who needs to go to London right now. give him whiskey and get him drunk. And she's pretty good, sturdy drinker herself. And a half a bottle later, she's gonna pull this here switch, and then we're gonna take this here wire cutter and do this. Use wire cutters. And then we're gonna go to Stonehenge. We're gonna do what we do best, magic. So flagpole on this here stone altar, we're gonna use the crystal on this here stone altar, we're gonna use the crystal again, and then we're gonna read the scroll. Airport. Now this is here where we need to be sure we do not fuck up, because let's say it one more time. Don't fuck up. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go to Egypt. Okay, one thing we can do here is we can say that Annie can give the yellow crystal to him now. Let me just double check something here. Okay. Let's see, I'm just double checking something. Da-da-da. Yes. Okay. We are doing it correct. Just checking. Don't want to fuck this here up. So what we're now gonna do here, I need to refresh my memory a little bit. So she needs to go to Cairo, Egypt. The reason for that is because we need to go into the Sphinx, and we have the entrance to the Sphinx. So we're gonna take her and just put her here. We're gonna take Zak, and then well, he needs to buy a ticket first, so he's also gonna go to Egypt, which is not that expensive. But the most important part is the last plane ride, the couple of last plane rides we are gonna do needs to be really perfect. So Zak is gonna do a couple of things. He's gonna go here, and there are two entrances to the Sphinx. It's either the first leg, the right leg, or the left leg. So this here is the left leg. And he's just going to stand here and do nothing, because the rest is up to Annie. And Annie is going to do all the leg work here. And this here is the most horrible maze of them all. And we are going to hopefully not fuck up, but we know what we need to do. So we have the wire cutters, we have the yellow... Oh shit, I gave the yellow crystals here. I gave him the yellow, the crayons, which is what she needs. He doesn't need the crystal. Okay. Use with crayon. So it was a O and a F. Great. Okay, here's the fucking horrible maze. Read sign. Those who enter beware, the guardian with a thing sleeps lightly. So there's a guardian here. And the guardian is a dick. Let's see. I think the best approach is going for this here light. If I remember correctly, this one here. And if I remember, this here should be a long hallway. So, okay, here's the guardian. So if you see this here in the middle of the two eyes, don't go in there. You will get killed here. But we are on the right way here. So now we need to go one over, if I remember correctly. Yes, one over here. And then we go into the correct long hall. So this here is the long hall that goes into, and you will see a star here. So we are in the right area now. And I think we need to take... Yeah, we need to take this one here. And this one. No. This one here. Yes. This here's a trick because it will be right here. Okay. So if you're in here with Zach, he can't read this here because we need to push first left, push center, and push right. So 1, 2, 3. So we push this one here, this one here, this one here. Ta-da. And the reason why she has that's because she can read this here map. And with that, we are gonna should add this to the map. Use map with crayon. So now we can read it and make sure that we have, because before we only have this here area, and now we have the face and the Mars, so we can now teleport these two areas. Okay, so we're good here. That was simple. Let's go back and let's see if we can get out of this here maze. It's always the way back. So we don't need to go in here. We need to go here. And we need to go here. And we see the star, so we're on our way back. See the star. Again, the star. And there we have the exit. Sweet. Okay, now we need to give Zach the map and a yellow crayon because he still needs to write stuff. The rest doesn't matter. He does not need the wire cutters. That's done. Yes, that's done. Yeah. And she needs to go into the pyramid, because that's the last place we need her to go. You see also this here indicates that this here is safe. And she just needs to walk right over here. And she's good to go. Zach? Zach goes back to the desert. Zach goes to Cairo. Zach goes to Zahir now. Because we now need to learn... So this here is 600. We should have enough. Okay. We are getting low on funds. I haven't checked, but I've planned this here out. So yeah, this here's the route that we're taking. So we're gonna talk to the doctor here. There we have it. So now, what we are gonna do is... we're gonna give him the yellow crystal. And he's gonna tell us how to use this here to teleport. But he says you need a map to focus on, and that's why we have all these here indications here. So, out. So now we're gonna save again. We're just gonna override this one here. Yes, this one. So a couple of things we can do now. We can start by doing the following. Say that we want to go ahead and use the yellow crystal. We want to go here. That's actually the last place we want to go, but let's switch over here. We want to teleport here too. Leave you on. Don't care. Nothing happens. Yellow crystal. Where are we? Is it this one here? Ah, yeah. I need to remember all these here. It's this one here. Okay. So this here is one of the parts of the candelabra. Okay. So the next thing we want to do is we're going to take the yellow crystal and then we're going to travel to this here Seattle. Or it's that's Seattle. So we're going to walk out of Seattle. We're going to go to the airport now, and we're going to travel to Miami. Because we're near Seattle and the travel time and the ticket price is not that expensive, we're going to only cost $400. That's just what we need. Because we have almost all the crystals, but the last crystals are on Mars, and that's pretty much it. So now we're in Miami, the bum is gone, and now we need to go to Bermuda. And Bermuda is a shit place. And in Bermuda, we need to have this here ready. So we're gonna take a ticket to Bermuda. It's only $100, and that will do this. So the Bermuda Triangle sucks a little bit. And with the Bermuda Triangle, we get a parachute because this here is our old propeller things here. And this here happens. So this here guy is used to this here. That is being abducted. But he knows how to get out, and we need that code. So this here is a 6-digit code. Starts from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what we are going to do, we're going to look at what he does. Six, 2, 4, 5. And we're not going to leave with him. We're just going to stand here. And then he's gone. What we will do is push the doorbell. So you see, he says, we here come to visit the king. Because we have this here mustache and all that. They think I'm one of them, but I'm not. So, he's the king. Hey. We have a fan club card. You will actually get killed if you do not have this. So this here's the end game. This here game has a lot of places where you can actually get killed. It does say that when you take over Annie that you need to be careful. So this here guy says if you want to return home, use this here combination. This here combination you should not use because this here will teleport you back to the airport, I think, or back to San Francisco. We don't want that. We're gonna use the 6245. So we're gonna use 6, and we don't need to actually use any. 2, 4, 5. And then we're gonna go over here. Stand and be ready. And this will also kill you if you're not fast enough. Okay. We're pretty much at the point where we cannot fuck anything up now. Because Mars is a no-go fuck zone. We don't need money anymore. We have the teleportation capabilities now. We're good to go. We just need to go to Mars after this here. So this is what we fucked up last time. We went a different route. I spent too much money on travel, and that means your cash will get over, and you cannot refill your cash. Also, if you try to do this here, and you do not have the pillow, you forgot the pillow on the plane, you will not be able to float, you will sink, and you will drown. He says that floating, and she also says this here is a floating device. So this here is, of course, potentially a shark, but let's use this. And that's the second time that you will use the kazooie. That's pretty much it. I remember vividly when I did this here for the first time. I was amazed. So what we're going to do here is use the blue crystal on the dolphin. Again, this here will trigger the Mindbenders, so we need to be fast. So we need to dive. And we need to dive. And this here is one of the reasons why we can't travel here, because there's the platform is... And there we have the glowing device. We need the glowing device. We need to get up here. So the reason why we cannot travel here by teleportation is because... so I don't fuck this here up. Is because of... it's because it's underwater. So we will drown. So we will not do that. That's at least some consideration. So, we're on Mars now. We need to get out of here. And why can't I remember this here combination? Oh, fuck. Yeah, I know. We might have to go back and yeah, we'll do that with Annie. Okay, it's no big problem. Just a little mistake on my part. So, anyways, he's stuck here. It's not a big deal. We have air because we turned this on. We're gonna put on the wetsuit for now, and that's it. We're gonna switch to Annie. Annie needs to go back in the pyramid. But we know how to do that. Okay, so he didn't catch us. Sucks for him. Get to the door. And again, all these here puzzles, you need to actually do them. It changes every time. That's one of the great things about the game. So there's a lot of replayability. We will. So one of the things we did not do here is because this here actually has like. There was a drawing in there that I didn't take notice of because I was too busy focusing on getting out of here. So what we are going to do here is we're going to focus on, again, the star. Just going to follow the star. And then we're just going to do this. Star. And get past this. Star. And the next room. And then we have the star. Let's see here. Yeah, in here. I think it's in here. Oh. Yeah, it's here. Okay. This was what we need. Read. Okay, it's stairs. Okay. Because that is... You will see why we need this here is because there's a mask or a face underneath it, and that's to get out. So we need to switch to Zak. Draw this here sucker here with the crayon, and we're gonna draw the stairs. Wrong. And then we're gonna switch to Annie and get her out of here. And back to where she needs to be. Okay, so we're gonna go backwards, meaning we need to come from the star and constantly go into the doorway. We came from a star, go into a doorway. Came from a star, we go into a doorway. Came from a star, we go into a doorway. Yes, and I think this here's the last one, and I think this here should be... Nope. I might be wrong, but let's see. Other way. Past this here, there should be a sign here. Yes. And we're out. And we're just gonna skedaddle over to pyramid. Inside here. And stand here. Switch to Zak. And now we need to go out. This here door is not, you know where we are. We're in the maze. So we need to get out of here. I think it's this one here, and no, it's definitely not. Is this here the other one? Yes, okay. I think I know where I am. Maybe. Maybe not. This is the only one that I haven't... you son of a bitch. Okay. Okay, so... let's see, is this here... yeah, that's that. And I'm guessing this here is the other one, right? Nope. So, a couple extra doors open in this here... nicely maze. But at least we can get out pretty fast. So now they will of course say, oh, I'm trying to save the world. Give me a break. Been busy saving the earth. You're right, Leslie. You're right. You must be Melissa. That's me. We have lots to do and not much time. Let's hurry. Yes, we have. Okay, let's switch to Melissa. She's gonna put on her helmet. She's gonna give Zach 1 token. And then she's gonna skedaddle. And she's gonna go back to... all this here, and we can just check the readings here. 74 minutes, that's plenty of time. We're not gonna spend that much time here. We're almost done. We're probably gonna be done in the next 15 minutes. So she's gonna switch over, go to tram. Leslie, we're gonna put on the helmet. Get the hell out of here. Landing site. Go to tram. They're ready to go. Zach. Okay, Zach needs a couple of things. Because this here is the barrier for the oxygen. So we need a tank. We need to put the tank on. So we have the tank on. And we then need the fishbowl. But before we can use the fishbowl, we need to have duct tape to, of course, seal it. So now we have that. And now we put the fishbowl, the tape fishbowl on, and there we go. Perfect. You will suffocate if you do not have the duct tape around, because it's not sealed. I wouldn't call duct tape the almighty seal, but in this game it is. Also, the wetsuit without gloves, probably not going to work that well. Anyways, we're going to use the tram with this here nice... token. And then we're going to switch over to Melissa. She's going to do the same thing. We're going to switch over to Leslie. She's going to do the same thing. And we're going to wait 15 seconds. And take a little bit of a ride. Almost done, people. Almost done. Hope people are enjoying it. I hope the audio is good. If not, please do tell me. Okay, so we're here. We're queer. Or not. But there's some sand in the way. We are going to use our trusty alien broom. And sweep that away. Just like we did before. And the broom is going to get pissed. Because it is actually an alien. And it was taking a nap. The problem is, that's one hell of a nap. Because it was, of course, sleeping while we were using it. Oh well, doesn't really matter. It gets pissed. She says, I'm sorry. And it's gonna leave the planet. I have not seen this here broom since then, but doesn't really matter. We're gonna switch to Zach. We're gonna pick the lock. we have a huge bobby pin to pick this sucker. There we go. Luckily, there is no maze here. It's the same thing as, what's it called? The pyramid, pretty much. Only the pyramid has a little bit more light, but doesn't really matter. This, you don't need any of them. Like, you can use, like, whoever you want. Melissa or Leslie. I'm just gonna use Melissa for keepsaking. Okay. So we're gonna switch to Leslie. Leslie's gonna go in here and she's gonna push the sarcophagus. And that will open the door. We're gonna switch to Zach. Zach's gonna go up here. We're gonna hear a horrible noise. Melissa, gonna do this. Gonna switch to Leslie. Leslie's gonna do this. Switch to Zach. It's gonna go here. Melissa. Melissa's gonna have the golden key and do this. And push. And I know it's a horrible noise, but there we go. Zach is gonna go here. Melissa is gonna go here. And we're gonna switch to Leslie. Leslie's gonna push. Melissa is gonna go down the stairs. And then we're gonna switch to Zach. Gonna go down the stairs. And that's it. We're gonna now leave Mars. And the first people who are gonna leave Mars is, of course, the people who have the longest journey. That's Melissa and Leslie. So we're gonna go back now with the tram because we're done here. We have the last crystal, we have the middle piece, we have the bottom. We had a candelabra on the bottom, so we're gonna use instead of. That's one thing you need to remember. You do need the tram does not come back, so you need to take them together. So you do need to go ahead and use token with tram, and then switch to Melissa, use token with tram, and there we go. Ah. Two hours, I'm estimating we're gonna be done. Actually, less. 1 hour and 50, I'm thinking. Okie dokie. So what we are going to do now is go back to the car. We already took the fuse, which we need for the car. Gonna go in here and just sit here. We don't have anything here. We're gonna switch over with Leslie. Leslie has the fuse. And FYI, going into space with an open door is a bad idea. So we're gonna close the door. We're going to use the fuse here, and we're going to use the controls. And we're going to wait for liftoff. And again, anybody can do this here. It could be Leslie, or it could be Melissa. Doesn't matter. They both just need to be on board. But you do need the fuse to, or else the thing will not work. And then they have 2 months of getting back. That's fast. And now we switch to Zach. Zach needs to use his yellow crystal and goes to the Egyptian period. And then he needs to take off the fishbowl and take off the oxygen tank. And then he needs to use a couple of things. So the first thing he needs to... There's a glowing object. That glowing object needs to be there. That's the base. We need to use the candelabra. And then we need to use the yellow crystal in the candelabra. We need to use the white crystal in the candelabra. And then we need to use the blue crystal. And there we have the machine. But we need 2 people to push the button. And that's where this here comes in. We switch to Annie. Annie is right here. And Annie pulls this here lever. And there we go. Pull lever. Switch to Zak. 3, 2, 1. Game over. Something is very, very wrong. See ya. And it breaks. And that's that. You have saved the world from stupidity. Epilogue. The king and his chaperone, Capone and gang left and continued their galactic search for stupider life forms. The people on Earth rapidly regained their former level of intelligence, which is not much to say in some people cases, probably. And the trait of good karma lasts as food-fat, two-headed squirrel buggers. No one trusted the phone company anymore. So the telepathic conversation and dream sharing became the norm. At 2:50 for 3 minutes after 11 p.m. Ormy Music Reverse started them in the box office smash Mars Needs Man. Zak won the Nobel Prize for saving the world. And then he won the Pulitzer for writing a book about it. Zak and Annie fell in love. And their life together was even better than the wildest dreams. The end. See ya. David Falk, Matthew Kane, David Spangler, and Ron Gilbert. Could it be that Gary Winnick? Oh, Gary Winnick is there. Gary Winnick, yeah. So that's pretty much it, guys. That is the game. The Scum Story System by Ron Gilbert and Ark Wilson. Project directed by David Fox. So this here is one of the best point-and-click games there is. It is not the best, but it's up there. Maniac Mansion is definitely above this here. It's more simple, but I think there's a lot of diversity in it and more playability because you can choose multiple characters. We can only play 3 at a time. The ending is still the same with here. This here is more streamlined. Secret of the Monkey Island is the definitive best game. And after that was Chuck's Revenge. You can switch that around between it. But yeah. So let's talk a little bit. So let's switch over to just chatting. Update that. And then we're gonna do the music here and hit that up. Okay. We're just gonna quit this here. So that was Zak McKracken and the Alien Mindbenders. As I said, that I think all these here, you cannot. It's just like Zork and all the other games that were back in the mid 80s that came out. As I said, this year came out in 88, July 88. 87 was Maniac Mansion, and that came out. I do not know when it came out later. I think it was probably in the 90s when the enhanced version of Maniac Mansion came for Nintendo, because that was ported to the official Nintendo. Anyways, I do say that the pinnacle, the golden age of point and click games was at the time, probably when Monkey Island came out. And a year after, they actually made LeChuck's Revenge, both for Amiga and later on for PC, IBM. And then the games just kept on going. It was a great time. There are a lot of awesome games there. We're gonna play later on. The next game in the line is The Last Crusade, Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade, which does to some extent follow the line of the movie. It is done differently, but there are some key pointers there. So if you've watched the movie, you can follow along. The puzzles are different to some extent. After that, we were probably gonna hit Loom up. I already have played Loom. There is a playthrough of Loom already up on the YouTube channel. It is probably one of the oldest videos that I have up there, and it's also probably the most seen of my videos, on top of some of the unboxing and reviews that I've done. So, deniably, that is probably the most underrated game that Lucasarts ever came out with. It was not something that had it did not use the Scum engine, the same system as the Verbs. It used something totally different. Full Throttle and Day of the Tentacle, which Day of the Tentacle is the official sequel to Maniac Mansion. It's also called Maniac Mansion: The Day of the Tentacle. We're going to play that. We're going to play Full Throttle. And yeah. Hey, Austin from Argentina. So yeah, we are. It's going to be a journey regarding this here. No, I'm not from US. I'm from Denmark. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the whole going through the whole series back to back with the point and click games. I do think that there's value here, and one of the great things regarding point that I think still states in why point and click games are still valid is because you see things like Thimbleweed Park, which had huge success, started up as a Kickstarter, doing really well. You can get it really cheap on either pretty much anything. You can go get it on iOS, PlayStation. It is on Switch also. It's on Epic Store. It's on Steam. It is on GOG also. That game is pretty much the pinnacle at what Ron Gilbert started out, and the team David Fox and Gary Winnick started out back in 87, which was Maniac Mansion. And the next game we just finished was Zak McKracken. This is where it all started. So getting that journey and finishing off with Thimbleweed Park and the last piece, which is the free update of Thimbleweed Park, which is the Dolores Thimbleweed Park, a small adventure. You can finish that in less than an hour. It's great. So I think there's value with that. I think a lot of people still like point and click games, even though it will never be the AAA blockbuster that will do Call of Duty in any ways. So yeah, interesting. But it's been 2 hours. Again, if sorry for people who just joined who missed the stream, I'll put up the VOD as fast as possible. I will make sure that you can go into the archive on Twitch also to see today's stream. I'm not going to stream again. Just to clarify, I am not an official main streamer. I do this here for fun. I do this here mainly for myself. Also for speak training. Actually, I think this here is really valid for speaking to a public. And getting better at that. I think that if you're ever gonna hold a small public speaking or educating people in any ways, this here is actually a great way to try and get better at speaking to people who are watching from all over the world. So that's also a valid reason to do this here, and it's fun. That's the main thing. As long as I think it's fun, I'm streaming when I want, how I want. There's no schedule. The best way to follow me or to figure out when I stream is follow me on Twitter. And that's it. Twitter is pretty much the main goal. If you don't want to watch directly the full videos that I put up, you can always go to YouTube, my YouTube channel, where I have tons of stuff. I mainly compress it over there, and I also upscale it to 4K as best as possible. The VODs here on Twitch is 720p, hence I'm not a partner, will never be a partner. This here setup will never go over 720p. There's no reason for that. It's simply just going to try and do 1080 60p or 1080p 60 frames per second is just doesn't viable for a non-partner because we don't get the transcoding in the background for all the other resolutions, so people on phone, bad connections can get down to that. You're forced to watch this here at the bitrate and the stream quality that I send out. So that's just how the way is. Thank you for stopping by, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. Check out the VOD. Subscribe. Hit the follow button. All that stuff. Hit me out on Twitter. Post a comment if you want on some of the videos, or hit me up on Twitter to ask a question if you want to know a little bit about the history of all this here, or if you have a question regarding which games that I'm going to play, etc., etc. More feedback is always good. Have a great day, everybody. Stay safe out there. Until next time, bye.